Today's video is all about avoidant partners and how they act when they're in love. This might surprise you, especially if you're in a relationship with someone who seems distant but claims to care deeply about you. Before we dive into how avoidant partners act when they're in love, let's quickly review what avoidant attachment is. Avoidant attachment is a behavioral style where individuals keep a certain level of emotional distance to protect themselves. This style often stems from a fear of being too dependent on others or having someone depend too much on them. These individuals highly value their independence and space, and they often feel uncomfortable with emotional intimacy. So what does it look like when an avoidant partner is in love? While avoidant people may struggle with expressing affection in the ways you expect, they have their own unique way of showing love. Let's go through some key behaviors that signal an avoidant partner is in love. Number 1. They make space for you in their life. One of the clearest signs that an avoidant partner is in love is that they start to prioritize you. While they may not be the type to shower you with constant affection or words of love, they'll subtly shift their schedules to include you. For someone who highly values their independence and personal space, this is a huge deal. If you notice them making consistent plans with you or factoring you into their routines, that's a sign of love. It's important to remember that for avoidant partners, love doesn't always come through grand romantic gestures. It's often about quiet, consistent presence. Number 2, they share personal details with you. They open up emotionally. Avoidant partners are generally pretty private people. They don't like feeling vulnerable, and they avoid deep emotional conversations as a way to protect themselves. But when they're in love, they slowly start letting you into their inner world. At first it may feel like pulling teeth to get them to talk about anything personal, but when they do, even small glimpses into their past or emotions are significant. They're trusting you with something they don't share with just anyone. Number 3, they show love through actions. Avoidant partners show love through actions rather than words. They may not say "I love you" frequently, but they demonstrate it through their behavior. Maybe they take care of something practical for you, like fixing your car or helping you with a project. For an avoidant partner, actions speak louder than words. They may express love by doing things that make your life easier, ensuring you're comfortable, or by simply being present when it matters most. Number 4. They create a safe space for you. While avoidant partners are often uncomfortable with emotional intensity, they can still be very protective of their partner's well-being. When they're in love, they want to make sure you feel secure in the relationship, even if they're not the best at verbal reassurance. This might look like checking in on you to make sure you're okay, quietly offering support during tough times, or defending your boundaries when necessary. They may not be overly expressive, but they want you to know that they've got your back. Number 5, they compromise more often. Avoidant partners start compromising more often when they're in love. Avoidants are typically strong-willed and enjoy having control over their own lives. But when they're committed to someone, they begin to consider your needs as much as their own. An avoidant partner in love will make small adjustments to their routine or behavior to accommodate your preferences. If you see them doing things like attending an event they wouldn't normally go to, or rearranging their personal time to spend more time with you, they're showing you that you matter to them. Number 6. They give you access to their inner circle. Avoidant partners are typically selective about who they allow into their personal lives, and this extends to friends and family. If they're in love, they'll slowly start introducing you to the people who matter most to them. This might not happen immediately, but when they're ready, you'll start seeing that they want you to be a part of their world. It's a clear sign that they trust you and see a future with you. Number 7. They show vulnerability in small doses. Avoidant partners show vulnerability in small doses. Love for an avoidant partner often means letting down their guard bit by bit. This could be something as simple as admitting they miss you or sharing an insecurity that they've never told anyone before. These moments of vulnerability are a big deal for someone with an avoidant attachment style. Even if it's not constant, these small glimpses into their emotions are significant milestones in the relationship. So if you're in a relationship with an avoidant partner and you're wondering whether they're in love with you, look for these signs. Remember, it might not always be grand gestures or frequent verbal affirmations, but rather subtle, consistent actions that show their care. Remember that patience and understanding are key in relationships with avoidant partners. They may not express love the way you do, but that doesn't mean they aren't deeply committed. In fact, for someone who struggles with emotional intimacy, these small acts are huge demonstrations of love. And before I go, I want to encourage you to drop your thoughts in the comments below. Have you noticed any of these behaviors in your relationship? How have you and your partner learned to navigate the different attachment styles? Let's start a conversation and help each other out. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss any future videos. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.